She's my aunt. She was in JROTC, which stands for Junior Recruit Officer Training Corps at Savannah High School. The branch she was there for was the Navy. Even though it wasn't really the military, they still had to train and learn discipline. It was hard work, and she was the best in her class. She was in the program for 1 year. A favorite time she remembers was when it was her birthday, and the major made everybody do 50 push-ups, except for her. During training, the different units would have competitions to show off their skills. But even though they tried hard, her unit never won a trophy. She now does some modeling and acting. She says that she will always remember her time in JROTC, and how much she learned from it. It has helped her in her everyday life. I love my aunt. She is caring and a great leader. She's my hero.
Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. Oh.
This is my aunt with her JROTC graduation class.
These are Mrs. Houston's uncles. Robert Glenn Hurd on the left. He was in active duty for the Army from 1941 through 1946. He earned the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Ross Harrison Hurd on the right. He also was in the Army. He was the base veteran at Langley Field. He trained and took care of the military dogs that went into battle with the soldiers. These dogs helped to search for the enemy and sniff out bombs.
Paul Cox is my father. He served in the Marine Corps from 1986 to 1991. He worked on the EAA 6B prowlers and maintained the injector seats in the auction systems. When they were deployed to the Philippines, the monkeys entertained them. One day, one of the guys threw a can at a monkey. The monkey picked it up and threw it back and hit him in the back of his head. Of course, this gave the guys something to laugh about. After he left the Marines, he worked at an auto business for BMW.
My veteran is my grandfather, Hall. He was in the Navy from 1947 to 1951. He was an electronic technician and worked on radar systems and communications. After the military, he worked for NASA on space radars and satellites. He was one of the men who helped with the Apollo mission to send men to the moon. A favorite family story is when Grandpa was in boot camp up in San Francisco. He bought his mother a full set of china that included a teapot. He told her to use it every day, and she did. When she died, my grandpa gave it to my mom, and now my mom uses it every Christmas to serve dinner for the family. This is my grandfather with the award he received for working on Apollo.
Peter Charlet is Emily's grandfather. He was in the Army during the Korean War. He was in the Army for 2 years. He was drafted and had to leave his girlfriend behind. He had a lot of experience in the Army. One of his funny stories was while driving to Korea, something big ran across the road. It startled them. At first they thought it must be a dog, but it was a big rat. After the Army, he started Charlot's construction company. He now lives in Villa Park.
My great-grandfather was Donald Milligan. He was in the Navy for 4 years during World War II. He was a deckhand on the ship. He died when I was only 8 months old, so I talked to my grandfather, James Milligan, to learn about his father. The saddest thing that happened, he said, when Papa's wife brother died. The word was not spoken because of the sadness. When Papa Don got out of the Navy, he delivered milk and did other various jobs. He married my great-grandma and had 3 children. He got a job at the Edison Electric and worked there for 30 years.